Hello, guys, and welcome back to 365 Analytics. And today, I know I look like a ghost yet again. I'm recording this at night again, so it's dark. But we're doing week two game picks. It is week two, and last week was an all right week for game picks. Could have been worse, could have been better, obviously. But as you can see, our record down here, we went 11-5 overall. 11-5 because only 1 week went by. 11-5 on the year, and 11-5 on last week. 11 wins, could be better, could be worse. I mean, can't really complain about it. And my locks and upsets, I picked the Bengals as a lock and I picked the Broncos as an upset. So we're 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 0-1 on both those categories. But yeah, guys, if you enjoy this video, please like, subscribe. Consider turning on notifications; would be greatly appreciated. But it's week two. It's week two. Prime Video starts games. We got some Monday Night Football again, a good Sunday Night Football game. I'm excited, man. The season's in full swing, and I'm ready to go. It's fun. It was a fun week. We had the first three primetime games we had were absolute bangers between the Chiefs game, the Packers game, and the and the Sunday Night Football game between Detroit and uh Los Angeles. Monday Night Football game was pretty bad because the Jets got blown out, but that's besides the point. As it was a pretty good week. If you guys saw my video on Monday, it wasn't a good week for the Bengals. I can tell you that. Wasn't a good week for the Bengals, but let's see if we can bounce back this week. I hope so. But yeah, let's get right into these picks. In on Thursday Night Football, we have the Bills and Dolphins. We have an AFC East rivalry. Allen, Tua, Tyreek Hill got detained on Sunday morning. Got arrested on Sunday morning. Obviously, not not good, but he did play. That was a big story around the NFL. But it's Buffalo and Miami on Thursday Night Football in the hot weather of Miami, Florida. And the second home game for Miami. This one's a good one because it's two good teams, both 1-0, going into a Thursday night football game. Two best teams in the AFC East, pretty much consensusly. Arizona gave Buffalo a run for their money for a little while, but Buffalo came out on top. And the Dolphins got to mount a little bit of a comeback after being down 17-7 at Jacksonville. In this one, I will be taking the Miami Dolphins at home versus the Buffalo Bills because I think I need to bold that. I bold that. Hold on. I bold that and do that. I'm taking Miami. Well, I might need a size 12. I'm gonna put size 12 on all of these. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, I'm taking the Dolphins. I'm taking the Fins in this game. At home, September, Thursday night football, hot weather, Tua, Tyreek, possibly no Achan or Mostert, but I think Jalen Wright and Jeff Wilson are good replacements for that position. And I think they're really serviceable and they're good to put in that position. As I am taking the Dolphins on Thursday night to start their season 2-0. And then we have Vegas and Baltimore at 1 o'clock on Sunday. I'm gonna keep this one quick, pretty much. I'm taking the Ravens. I'm taking the Ravens. Hold on, I need to get this going. Yeah, I'm taking Baltimore as they come off heartbreaking loss to the Kansas City Chiefs on opening night. It was a crazy game. Obviously, it was nuts. It was pretty nuts. Isaiah Likely, the toe went out of bounds. Kansas City ended up winning the game after an absolute thriller on the last play of the game. Likely's foot is out of bounds, and it's pandemonium in Arrowhead Stadium as the Chiefs get out alive. But I think the Ravens will bounce back against a team that showed a pretty bad performance last week with the Raiders, and Baltimore gets it done at home. Coming up next, we have the Chargers who beat the Raiders last week with a J.K. Dobbins legacy game, so to speak, at the consensus worst team in the NFL, Carolina Panthers, right now. Okay, I've fallen into this trap before, but it's so tempting. It's so tempting. In Carolina, in Bank of America Stadium, after a horrendous performance, obviously the worst team in the NFL, but I love Dave Canales as a head coach. They just lost Derek Brown, but I just love Dave Canales at home opener after being in New Orleans last week. I'm gonna fall into the trap, and it's gonna bite me, but it's probably gonna bite me. but I'm taking Carolina. I'm taking Carolina at home versus the Chargers, and I think that this this will be a very kind of low scoring game, 17-13, so to speak. 17-13, 20-17, something like that. I think Carolina gets it done if Bryce Young plays even a serviceable game. I think they can get it done. I think they can. I mean, obviously they look bad so far with the blowout loss to New Orleans last week, but I think they can bounce back. I think Dave Canales is the guy, and I am picking Carolina to upset the Chargers at home. Three home teams so far, and New Orleans at Dallas. I don't think it's much different here. I don't think it's much different here. I just don't. I don't think it's much different here. I think that Dallas takes care of business with New Orleans at home. And I wasn't even the biggest Dallas believer this year. I'm not really the biggest Dallas believer in the world as much as other people. New Orleans, Derek Carr coming to town. Derek Carr had three touchdowns. I think three touchdowns last week. I think he had against Carolina. But I think going on the road in AT&T Stadium, Cowboys home opener. I think that Dak Prescott with the new deal, 60 million per year. As if you guys saw on Sunday morning, with Ezekiel Elliott back with him, CeeDee Lamb, Michael Parsons, I think they get it done at home and take care of business with Brady on the call. Next, we got an NFC divisional rematch. This game should have been at 4:25 EST. We got this game at 1 o'clock. It's Buccaneers, it's Lions in Ford Field. Obviously, Tampa Bay beating Washington pretty good last week. Baker Mayfield absolutely having himself a game with 4 touchdowns going into Ford Field for a playoff rematch versus Jared Goff and the Lions. The Lions didn't show their full potential last week. They really didn't. They came out and beat the Rams in overtime, but they did not show their full potential. Jameson Williams had a really good game, but Amon-Ra St. Brown was really, really quiet. And I think that this week they're gonna show their full potential and they're going to take care of business for us, the Buccaneers at home, pretty well. I think they get it done. I like Baker. I like the Bucks, but I'm taking Detroit. And it's all home teams so far. It's all home teams so far. But this next game, I think it might be that gray. I don't even know if it's that gray or not. I'm just going to use the one above the yellow. Okay. Anthony Richardson versus Malik Willis. Obviously, Jordan Love had the injury against Philadelphia. It is Malik Willis in line to start. Sean Clifford being the backup. They did contact Tannehill. There was reports they contacted Tannehill. But either way, Malik Willis, raw prospect. First, he just got to Green Bay a few weeks back. Just got traded from Tennessee. I think Indianapolis takes care of business here. I picked Indy last week over Houston too, which did not pan out. But I think they get it done right now. Anthony Richardson had a solid game. He had like 40 fantasy points for me. He was really good. Obviously that bomb, absolute bomb to Alec Pierce in the end zone. And I think Indianapolis gets it done. I do. I think Indianapolis gets it done in Lambeau. Malik Willis first start. I think Green Bay takes a hit these few weeks and they're gonna lose a few games. I don't think this might be their division hopes down the drain already because Detroit is off running, Green Bay not off running because obviously the Jordan Love injury and it's devastating. But he'll be back. He'll be back. It was the best case scenario. It could have been an ACL tear and much worse. But he will be back in 3 to 4 weeks, 3 to 6 weeks. That was like around the timetable, probably like 4 weeks. But for now, it's Malik Willis. So I'm gonna pick Indianapolis on the road. Then we have kind of an intriguing game. We have Deshaun Watson, who is horrible, versus Trevor Lawrence and the Jags in Jacksonville. Watson was terrible against Dallas. He looked absolutely horrible. And Trevor Lawrence and the Jags blew lead to the Miami Dolphins. I'm taking Jacksonville at home. I think Cleveland starts 0-2. I had this in my original predictions anyway. I think. Oh, that doesn't look right. This? I don't even know. I'm just gonna do this for now. But I'm picking the Jags at home. Trevor Lawrence and the guys to get it done against Cleveland. Deshaun Watson hasn't looked good in his tenure in Cleveland yet. His Houston Magic wore off since the assault allegations and all that. He actually is getting sued again. A report came out this week that he is getting sued for sexual assault yet again, and the NFL is in on investigating that. So yeah, that's what's going on with him right now, and it's just a lot of off the field stuff that just took him over, man. He used to be a really good player, and he just got he just got like it's Houston Deshaun Watson was special. He became a scumbag, and he's became not a good dude. So I'll take Jacksonville. I think they take care of business. Still no Nick Chubb. They get it done. San Fran, Minnesota. Minnesota was good last week against the Giants. Obviously, Daniel Jones is garbage. He has looked garbage since that $40 million a year extension. He has not looked good. Without McCaffrey, the 49ers got it done against the Jets on Monday night. But I'm picking San Fran here. I think Darnold obviously knows the 49ers system since he was there last year. Jefferson's there. Jordan Addison, questionable. Who knows if he plays this week, but he did have an ankle injury week one. Darnold was pretty good. Darnold was pretty good against the Giants, but it is the Giants at the same time. I mean, mm, I think Darnold's serviceable backup, but I do not think he's a starter. And I think the Niners defense with Fred Warner, with Nick Bosa, like with Talanoa Hufanga, with Charvarius Ward, they'll have Darnold in hell, and I think they'll get it done and have revenge and get revenge for that Monday Night Football game in that Monday Night Football game last season in Minnesota, I believe. I think it was Minnesota. Okay, Seattle, New England. Seattle, they beat Bo Nix and the Broncos. Bo Nix had a turnover machine, he looked like, against the Seattle Seahawks in his first start, and Seattle won that game. And New England, they beat my Bengals. Jacoby Brissett looked like a really solid quarterback. He didn't have any flashy stats or anything, but he did what he needed to do. He managed the game well. He made some plays and got out of the pocket and scrambled. He was good. He was good. He had the Bengals defense. Bengals defense only got one sack on him. I mean, Stevenson was balling on the ground. It's just crazy. The receivers didn't really do much, but the Pats defense looked good. Duggar made plays. Duggar made plays. Peppers made plays. Gonzalez had Chase and under wraps for a little while. But even with all that said, I'm taking the Seahawks. I'm taking the Seahawks on the road. I think New England's win was more of a Bengals early season flop than it was a New England showout because they only scored 16 points in all reality, and I think that they'll be good. I mean, I don't think they'll be good, but I think that was a good performance. Yeah, I just think they come back down to earth. I think Seattle's the better team. They have more playmakers. I think right now I like Mike McDonald more than Gerard Mayo. I think right now they have the better head coach, but who knows? Both rookie head coaches in the future. Who knows? I think they have more playmakers on offense, and I think that Seattle offense will get it done more than the Bengals offense did against the New England Patriots, and they'll start 2-0 on the season with Mike McDonald. And then I'm pretty sure this is technically the premier 1 p.m. game. The Jets and Titans, both 0-1. The Jets getting absolutely mollywopped by the 49ers without CMC. Jordan Mason having a really good game against that defense. Obviously, still no Hassan Reddick. Rodgers was meh. He didn't really make many mistakes besides that one interception that he kind of threw into coverage and got tipped and picked. Besides that, though, he was pretty fine. And the Titans, who blew a 17-0 lead to single-handedly the Bears defense, where Caleb Williams did not have that good of a performance, and the Titans lost. Tyreek Stevenson was absolutely nails. Jonathan Owens had a punt return touchdown. I mean, a punt block touchdown, and they got that done. But two 0-1 teams facing off on CBS. Ian Eagle on the call for this game. I think I think the Jets have too many playmakers on offense. I think Aaron Rodgers being back. I think they have too many goods on offense to lose this game against Tennessee. And I'm a believer in the Titans. I think they're going in the right direction. The Callahan hire, Will Levis. Will Levis threw a bad interception last week. But I think Will Levis, they're in the right direction. Hopkins, Ridley, I think they're going in the right direction, but I do not think they will win this game against the Jets. I think the Jets have too much going for them, and I think that The Jets won't get this done. Rodgers will have a better game than he did against the 49ers. Garrett Wilson will be back on track, and all is well in gangrene. And then we have a division rivalry that these two teams always play each other really close. This will be like a 16-13, 2017, 24-20, 23-20 kind of game in, or not FedEx Field. I think it's Northwest Stadium now. Is that what it is? Northwest Stadium? In Northwest Stadium, I think that these two teams always play each other really close. Obviously, Daniel Jones has not looked good since getting that contract so far. He's looked pretty garbage in Washington. Jaden Daniels home opener versus the Giants. And this will be very close. I think this will be very close. Both teams will make mistakes. Both teams will have like a touchdown or two. It's really who out coaches who. Dan Quinn versus Brian Daboll. And I think Dan Quinn's defense is gonna do well. I think it is. I think Dan Quinn's defense is gonna do well. And I'm gonna take Washington to win their home opener. Jaden Daniels getting his first career win against a division rival. I think that'd be good for him. And I think Washington gets done. I think they go to 1-1, and I think Jaden Daniels is a really good game. And I'm excited to see what's in the future for him as Washington gets done. And then we go to the 4 o'clock games. It's one of three 4 o'clock games. Did I make a mistake? Is this Giants game? I think the Giants game's 1 o'clock. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 1 o'clock games. Is that the real slate? Is that the real slate? I might have messed up there. I think the Giants game's at 1 o'clock though. I can check. Hold on. Let me check real quick. Let me check real quick. Yeah, 10 1 o'clock games this week. Wow. 10 1 o'clock games this week as the Giants and Washington play at 1. But besides the point, Rams Cardinals. Cardinals offense looked really good against Buffalo. Defense, eh. Offense looked really good. DJ Dallas returned to kick return. Kyler Murray was playing solid. Marvin Harrison was silent, but the offense looked good. As for the Rams, they looked fine against Detroit. Obviously, no Puka Nacua for 4 games. Offensive line is beat up. At least 4 games for Puka Nacua went to IR. Cooper Kupp looked very good. He looked like his 2021 form on Sunday night. I mean, Stafford was tough. Even with the offensive line injuries, I still think the Rams get it done. I still think the Rams get it done. I think this will be a closer game than people might expect because the Cardinals' offense has looked good, but the defense is shaky. And I don't know. I just think that the Rams get it done. I think that they do. I think they get it done even with the offensive line injuries, like Steve Avila out. I think he went to IR. Steve Avila. Rob Havenstein was out last week. Do not think he's gonna play this week either. They signed Ty Nsekhe. I mean, they're just banged up. Kevin Dawson's still there. Jonah Jackson's still out. I mean, they got guys out all over the field, but I'm gonna take I'm gonna take the Rams to win in a close game between offenses. This will be like a 30. This will be like a 30-30 game probably. That'll be a really good game. But then we go to our a would have been Russell Wilson revenge game. It is online. Or I mean, Justin Fields is on track to start in this game versus Bo Nix in Denver. And this is the game that I don't know who's gonna win. Like I don't know who's gonna win this game. I want to pick Denver at home. I do, but Bo Nix just looked bad last week. Bo Nix just looked bad. Obviously for Pittsburgh, Justin Fields did what he did. They scored 6 field goals last week and won the game against Atlanta. Atlanta was terrible. I don't know. Justin Fields starting again. No Russell Wilson. No revenge game in Denver. Kind of brings the energy of the game down a little bit. But I might change this pick during the week. But right now, I hate to pick the Steelers to go 2-0. I hate to pick the Steelers to go 2-0, but I have to. I have to pick the Steelers to go 2-0. I think that Bo Nix just didn't look good at all last week. Denver defense, man, I don't think Sean Payton hasn't looked good since he's been in Denver. Obviously, he hasn't had the brightest teams, but I've taken Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh to win in 2020 to 13. There you go. Pittsburgh 2013. Bo Nix just did not look good, and I can't fall into the Denver trap. But I might switch that during the week. Next week, I'll obviously let you guys know if I did. And then Burrow, Mahomes. Bengals at Chiefs, obviously. My guys, the Bengals, lost to the Patriots this past week, this past Sunday. An absolute beatdown from New England. Defense got gashed, run defense got gashed by Stevenson. Burrow, meh, wasn't very good. On that 3rd and 10 on the last play of the game, single high safety, checked it down to Zach Moss. Panic, had good protection. Had good protection from the offensive line. Panicked and checked it down to Zach Moss. Punt. Zach Moss is running well. Zach Moss is running well, and Ryan Rico could punt. That was about it. That was about it. That was about it. Sheldon Rankins got worked by Michael Jordan. Jordan battled 0 snaps. 0 snaps for your rising 2022 third round or 2023 third round safety. 0 snaps. Play calling was terrible. Sam Hubbard, zero pressure from Sam Hubbard. I don't know. I could say so much. I could say so much. 1 sack from I could say so much, but that's not the time right now, I guess. At the Chiefs, who obviously won the opening night game versus the Baltimore Ravens with the Isaiah Likely toe almost out of bounds. And as much as I want to pick my guys, I can't. I can't do it. I mean, the slow starts in the past few years have absolutely killed us. And I think it's just lining up to be the same thing we saw in the last 2 seasons. 0-2 yet again. Burrow is 1-10 in games in the first 2 weeks, and it pains me to do it. And I don't pick against this much. Like I know it's my first year of the game picks on this channel, but I don't pick against this much. I don't pick against this much, but I picked against this maybe twice, 3 times in the past 3 years, maybe. But I just can't. I can't buy into it. I think it's gonna be the same story. I think it's gonna be an 0-2 start, having to climb out of it, having to go on the road in the playoffs, having to do this, having to do that, having to climb out of holes, having rebound games, slow starts. Meh. I think it'll be a close game. Burrow and Mahomes always play close. I'm not saying it won't be a close game. I just can't pick us, and I'm picking the Chiefs at home. On Sunday Night Football, though, we have Caleb Williams versus CJ Stroud. That's a banger. Caleb Williams wasn't good last week. I think Chicago left some ups and downs. The defense looked pretty solid in the second half after they got some momentum. Jonathan Owens blocked punt, obviously. Tyreek Stevenson pick six. I'm gonna take Houston at home, but this is two really young teams that can do some damage and make some noise. So I'm really excited about this game, and I think Caleb Williams and CJ Stroud are two of your guys that are the future in this league, and we got to appreciate them because those two are good. Caleb obviously didn't have a great first start, but yeah, you get the point. Those two are good. Mixon played very well. I'm happy for Mixon. I know, first of all, I know Mixon, just to say this real quick, I know Mixon took some shots at the organization this past week. He took some shots about us leaving him in the dirt, but it's all right. I still love Mixon. Mixon's my guy, man. I'm happy for him in Houston. I think he's running well. He looked very good last week. Him and Diggs, like they're boys. I'm happy for him in that, like, in Houston. But and I hope I root for him. I still root for him. But yeah, I love Joe. All right, Monday Night Football, Atlanta and Philly. I mean, it's a boring Monday night game. I mean, if you asked me a week ago, maybe if you asked me a week ago, I said this could be a close game. But at what Atlanta showed me last week, I mean, bad, bad, bad. What Atlanta showed me last week, it was bad. And I have no confidence in them to do anything after what they showed against Pittsburgh. Kirk Cousins was an absolute hell. I mean, Kyle Pitts scored, I think. Kyle Pitts scored, right? Kyle Pitts scored a touchdown. Drake London was silent. Bijan was meh. I mean, I gotta take Philly at home. In Lincoln Financial Field, Jason Kelsey's there with the Monday Night Crew now. Like Saquon Barkley, 3 touchdowns last week against Green Bay. I mean, I gotta take Philadelphia at home on Monday night, start 2-0. Hurts had some ups and downs last week against Green Bay, but it just Saquon Barkley was running the football damn well. And yeah, I'm taking Philly. So those are my game picks. Miami, Baltimore, Carolina, Dallas, Detroit, Indy, Jacksonville, San Fran, Seattle, New York Jets, Commanders, Rams, Steelers, Chiefs, Texans, and Eagles. My lock is Carolina Oh, I mean, no, 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 no. My lock is Baltimore over Las Vegas. That's my lock of the week. I'm 0-1. Let's get a win in the lock of the week. Lock Baltimore beating the Raiders. Upset is Carolina over LAC. And those go towards my locks and upsets record, obviously. Didn't mean to do that. And those are my picks. Those are the picks this week. Let me know what you guys think down below. 11 and 5 last week. Let's hope to do better, and let's hope to be better this week. The main one I'm thinking of switching is that Pittsburgh Denver pick. I might switch to Denver there, and who knows? Before Sunday, I might switch to my guys. But yeah, I'll update you guys next week if I switch any of those picks during the week, and I make my decision. This video will go up on Wednesday night. I'm actually recording this on Tuesday night because tomorrow night I don't know if I'll have time to get this video out. But those are my game picks, and let's go over the power rankings real quick just to show you guys my updated week 2 power rankings. Let's go. Now, these are the power rankings for week 2. We still have the Chiefs and Niners top 2. Texans move up to 3 and get up 3. Lions still at 4. Eagles get up 3 with the win against Green Bay. Cowboys get up 5. Ravens go down 4 with the loss. I was thinking maybe that's a little too low, but I think I have to put the Cowboys Eagles above them right now. That's fine. Bills Fins both go up 1. This one is interesting. Buccaneers up 9. I think Baker Mayfield was absolutely nails against Detroit, and I think he played well enough to consider him up 9. And I think they went from 19 week 1 to 10 week 2. And yeah, Steelers up 4, Rams up 2. I put my Bengals down 6 after the loss to New England. I think it's only right I have to. The slow starts are just getting aggravating, and I have to put them down 6. Jets and Browns both down 2. Bears and Colts in the same exact spot they were in week 1. Caleb Williams didn't look good. Bears defense kind of carried him, left him there. Colts lost to Houston. They were expected to lose. It was a close game. Leave him there. Vikings go up 5. Seahawks up 3. Chargers up 1. Packers down 15. So now if Jordan Love wasn't hurt, I'm taking into account Jordan Love is hurt. I'm putting him down 21. Malik Willis is the starter as we stand. I'm putting them down there, down 15. If Jordan Love was still in the game, or if Jordan Love didn't get hurt in that game and they lost in the fashion they did, they would probably be up to 12, 13, 14, 10, like somewhere in this area, somewhere in this ballpark, only losing to Philly by a few points. But the reason they're down at 21 is because of the Jordan Love injury. Saints, Jags, Patriots up 7 with the win over us. Falcons down 7. I was really disappointed with the Falcons' performance against the Steelers, and I just put them down. Cardinals and Titans both don't go anywhere. Raiders down 4. Commies, Broncos, Giants down 1, and Carolina obviously still at the last spot. Go Carolina! They're beating the Chargers this week. Trust me. All right. If you guys enjoyed this video, please consider giving it a like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys for week 3 next week. Later.